I want to talk about the Democratic convention that's coming up, the one that will thrust Joe Biden officially into the presidential race. And with the coronavirus, they're having actually some trouble figuring out what to do. This is going to have to be an event largely online at this point. And what do we as professors know about things you do online? People stop paying attention after a certain amount of time, right? You got a
Right.
good hour or two at the most, and then people start to drift. You know this if you've watched the conventions, that it's really one speaker after another, and many people are not even paying attention until you get to those prime time slots. But what do you do if you have to bring this online? And the first thing you'll think is, well, we're going to have to do away with a lot of these speakers. And that's precisely where Joe Biden is right now. And they're trying to choreograph this event in such a way that it will remain compelling. So you can see where, without question, Barack and Michelle Obama are going to be involved, right? But who else? Who else would you have involved, Ant?
Well, Hillary Clinton's the obvious.
Yeah, but do you really want that?
Well, that's the question. Right.
That is the question. And if she shows up, if you think that's a good idea, she's going to show up with her husband, and there's going to be all kinds of problems there, right? Do you have the squad led by Ocasio-Cortez show up? Because none of them have a speaking slot yet, and I suspect they're not going to. These are the sorts of questions that Biden's going to have to answer now as he pushes his campaign forward. What does the bedrock of that campaign look like? And it looks to me like he's trying to keep away divisive figures. And on the Democratic side of the coin, I don't know how possible that's going to be, right? Because people will become conspicuous by their absence. And the word Clinton will gobble up a lot of the oxygen in the room, whether either one of them are there or not.
But if they don't have big names like that, and this is an online event, nobody's going to show up for it.
Yeah, I think that's also correct, which, in my opinion, plays into Biden's hand, not away from it. But
Right.
nobody's paying me to advise the candidates at this point. I would tell Biden every time to stay as far away from every camera as he could possibly stay.
Yeah,
Look,
exactly.
I think he does himself more harm than good every time he opens his mouth. And if he would just shut up and maybe pick a rational vice presidential candidate, this election could be his in a walk.